Nigeria stands at a crossroads. With a population of over 230 million as of 2024, according to Worldometer, and growing at a 2.1% annually, according to the World Bank, we are on track to become the third most populous country in the world by 2050. But this growth is stretching our limited resources, and our children are paying the price. Across northern Nigeria, millions of Almajiri children roam the streets, forced into begging under the guise of religious education. In Lagos, young children weave through traffic, begging for survival, instead of sitting in classrooms. Today, Nigeria has the highest out-of-school population children globally, with over 10.5 million children aged 5 to 14 years out of school, according to UNICEF Nigeria. And these children are not invisible. And by ignoring them, we're building a dangerous future. Many of these abandoned children fall into petty crime, hooliganism, and the growing culture of rent-seeking, now visible in our urban centers. Cities like Lagos and Kano are already grappling with youth gangs, extortion, and political thuggery, signs of a nation that has failed its youngest citizen. At the root of this crisis is our high fertility rate, 4.48 births per woman, according to the World Bank. Now, high birth rates drive rapid population growth, and without matching investment in education and economic opportunity, the result is a generation without hope. If we continue on this path, Nigeria will surpass 400 million citizens by 2050, many young, angry, and without prospects. But it's not too late. We must urgently reform the Almajiri system, invest heavily in quality education, prioritize access to family planning, and create real economic pathways for our youth. Population should be a strength, not a burden. The time to act is now.
Maybe I'll go first, because for me, the issue of out-of-school children always riles me up. We've spoken about it. Look at the figure, highest in the world. It's staggering, and nothing is happening. By nothing, I mean nothing at scale. We're not talking of 1 or 2 knee-jerk programs. No, nothing at scale is being done to change that trend. How we normalize absurdities, I don't know. Like, it becomes normal, the leaders don't see it as anything, there's just nonchalance, life goes on. Third most populous country in the world by 2050, we are not ready. Even if we were to get serious as a nation, it will take about 100 years to build the infrastructure that population will need, not to talk of now that we are still sleeping. And you see, the issue of education and caring for the younger generation is a vicious cycle between education and fertility. It's correlated that
the higher, the more educated a woman is,
the more educated a woman is, the less. So you see, we're just going to be going round and round while the population skyrockets, and then nothing is being done about it. Without fear of any contradiction, I can tell you that the government is doing nothing, absolutely nothing, in my opinion, because nothing at scale is being done to take children out of. It's not enough to say education is free. No, what does that even mean? Take these children off the streets. In Abuja now, you see a woman who sits on the street with a child of less than a year at 12 midnight that she's begging. Arrest those people. First offenders, warn them. Second offenders, collect those children from them. How can you bring out a child at 12 midnight that you are begging for?
What do you want them to eat if they're
No, please. It's not an excuse. It's not an excuse.
It is an excuse. If you don't have food, it's going to push you. Hunger will push you up.
That's child abuse.
With that.
They don't have to come out with the child.
If you are able-bodied, there's no reason why you can't get a job.
And at 12 midnight?
Yes.
I mean, literally at 12 midnight. Literally, I'm not talking like...
Like, if you are able-bodied, you've got hands, you've got legs, you've got eyes. No, there's so many things you can do.
Nigerian youth would disagree with you. They have all hands, leg, and everything, but they don't have
white-collar jobs. No, they are looking for a specific kind of jobs. And the same jobs we run away from here, we go abroad and we do the same
Exactly.
jobs.
No, please don't say that. Because
it's you know the reality of things.
You want them to not do white-collar jobs and try some other work. Where's the funding to set up and to scale up?
Totally different conversation.
It's the same.
Let me support what Zuma is saying, right? When I was in the UK doing my master's, while we were waiting for jobs, we had doctors ready to clean while waiting for cleaning jobs. I told them I'd rather go back to Takum local government and collect. There's no way you tell me that General Hospital Takum will not
They will not employ
me.
you.
You get my point? Yeah, of course, Abuja and Lagos, I might not get a job, but then I will not clean while waiting for a job because I won't do it in Nigeria. Why do it in the UK?
Okay, so for me, I'm going to use Vinka's words. We need to start taxing sex to reduce birth rates.
You're spying on my...
Honestly, I had it here. This is like, we have too many children.
That's a very interesting
Like,
concept.
we have too many children for no reason. You see people who cannot afford 3 square meals, and you see them having 6, 7 children. And they will now start seeking. You now start looking at me that I have the number of children I have. Do you think I'm stupid? You think I don't like seeing people around me? I'm not, but because I'm trying to put my resources, I'm trying to manage my resources in a way that can accommodate, a certain lifestyle that I desire for myself. I don't have issues particularly with the population explosion we are experiencing and will be experiencing. A growing population indicates a growing workforce that can be harnessed if properly groomed. The challenge I have is our lack of preparedness for the future. I mean, we need to aggressively invest in agriculture. We need to aggressively invest in education. Agriculture, the people need to eat, right? The people babies we are making every day. And also we need to educate them so they can be useful to themselves and also to the world at large. As far as we are able to reach that, we will be fine. And Andy, I disagree. The school feeding was designed to keep children in school. Because one of the issues one of the reasons it was designed was because we noticed that a lot of children don't come to school because they don't even have food to eat.
Yeah.
And then when they are sure that there is food in school, they are more likely to go to school and stay in school. And that was done at scale.
I don't necessarily agree that we are 230 million people.
I was coming there.
I just didn't want to, disagree on that
I feel
part.
that I know we are overpopulated, but I'm not sure we are 230 people. And I can just take one single data point, like the
NIN.
subscribers data that we have. We have about 224 million subscribers. Average subscriber has 2 lines. Divide that by 2, that's 100 or something. Adds the percentage of those that are in their teens that will not have cell phones. You're looking at somewhere around 180, 170. But I do agree that Nigeria is overpopulated. I think that we have a population explosion issue, and I think that we need to look at it. I was looking at some data before today, and in 1960, interestingly, Nigeria had a lower population than the UK, the US, France, and Germany. Interesting. And 65 years later, all right, we have more population than the UK, France, Germany, and we're trying to compete with the US right now.
So what changed? Healthcare?
I don't know. I mean, because when you look at the percentage change, all right, we're looking at 430%, all right, which is even higher than India and China, all right, put together. Funny enough. We're producing, on average, about anywhere from 3 to 5 million new people in Nigeria every day. And this is not from immigration. This is just from us. So you need to look at what is creating this.
It's healthcare.
And that's why you have to look at the growth rate. So the World Bank says the growth rate is 2.6. MBS says it is 3 point something. All right. What goes into this growth rate, there are 2 particular metrics that I look at: the fertility rate, the total fertility rate,
and mortality rate,
and the death rate and birth rate and all that. Now, the interesting thing about the total fertility rate in Nigeria is that it is 5.01, which means that for every woman, all right, of production age, all right, forgive my use of the word production, of reproductive age, you are entitled, we have the capacity of producing 5.
Nigerian women, they are busy. They are very busy.
And that's even a reduction because it used to be 6 point something, all right, in the 90s. So the reality today is, drill down on that data, you'll find out that 86% of women in Nigeria who are married or have a couple or are in a union don't use contraceptive. So we're very busy, okay, in the other room, but then traditionally and through religious reasons, these women are not doing what they need to do. So just to wrap up what I'm saying, What's the solution? We need to do a lot of education, all right? To let true religious channels, traditional channels, to let women and men and couples know the advantages of family planning. And then secondly, we need to tax sex. If you have more than 3 children, or more than 2 children, your tax rate should go up, period.
For the people who pay tax already.
Okay, so for me, I have 5 quick takes on this, and it's a good thing that Yinka already spoke to some of them. First of all, Nigerian population is marred in politics. We're not sure, are we 230 million or 250 million? Or as you say, with your calculation, I mean, what is the exact population of Nigeria? Again, China did it successfully. 1 child per family. And just as you've said, in time past, we had this family planning, a campaign. The thing is our inconsistency with policies. Somehow, we jettisoned it along the way. But if you look at the cultural patterns and the religious patterns of us here in Nigeria, you see that some people just say, just keep having the child. It's against God's principles, yes, for you to not have, just have the children. Those are the children God has given you. But we need to, bring back the campaign for family planning. Finally, I'm looking at the local government level. It can be tackled at that level because they're the closest to the people. And so if we make them to be responsible at that level and to begin to, mount up the campaign at that level, we'll begin to see that people will stop having more than 2 children. Those are children you can care for adequately.
Thanks, Funke. Wow. Population is a strength, but it becomes a burden when we fail to value and invest in it.
No, Amaka, I imagine the same goes for most things. Here's one way to show value for human capital. Tackle insecurity.